Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this piece square. It is the 25th of December, or it will be when this video goes out. It will be almost the 25th of December where I am. And so some of you may be celebrating Christmas Day. And we thought that what better on such a day to than to bring you a square full of peace. So whether you are celebrating Christmas or not, it is a really good opportunity to just have a little bit of peace amongst us and show a little bit of love. So this is our square for today. So ideally 2 colours. If you make this in just one colour, this centrepiece will just be a circle. There won't be anything different. So you ideally do need to do these colour changes in the centre. Okay, the rest of it up to you entirely how you want to do that. So grab your yarn and hook, scissors and a cup of tea or coffee. Or something a bit stronger, as it's, you know, Christmas, it's holidays, and let's get started. Now the only thing different in the video to the pattern is that the pattern, when we make these colour changes, some of the stitches are done in the front loop and some are done in the back loop, and it just makes the piece symbol stand out a little bit more. I haven't done that on mine today. I've just done them all into the same stitch, so it doesn't make a huge difference to how it looks, but just if you want to have a look at the pattern and have a go that way, feel free. The link to our Facebook group is in that description below. So let's get started and stop waffling. Okay, to start your square you want to make a ring with chain 4 and slip stitch, or use the magic ring, and then chain 1 and then make 12 single crochets in your ring. 12 single crochets, and that is your simple round 1. For round 2 we're going to introduce some colour changes now to our background colour and start to form this peace sign. So what we're going to do is start with a chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch and a double crochet into the next stitch. Leave the last 2 loops on your hook and take your background colour and finish those last 2 loops with your new colour. Okay, and then we're going to carry the other colour with us to continue, so it's in the place we need it for the next stitch. So we're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch with this background colour. So in the same stitch that you've just worked into, do a double crochet with your background colour. And you can just pull your green, or sorry, your colour A, just pull that a little tighter. Okay, and that end of that red. So in the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets with colour B, remembering to carry colour A. 2 into the next stitch. Okay, and then we are going to in the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets, changing to colour A for the second one. So drop colour B, pick up colour A and finish off that stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch with colour A. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch with colour A. And then in the next stitch, a double crochet. Changing to colour B, so just keep those last 2 loops on your hook, or undo if you need to, and swap back to colour B. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch with colour B. And oops, I've forgotten again, we need to leave those last 2 loops. Apologies for this, guys. And then change back to colour A and do a colour A stitch in that same stitch, double crochet. Okay, so in this last stitch we should have colour A, colour B and colour A. Okay, and then in the next stitch we're going to do a colour A and colour A in the next stitch, but changing to colour B. Okay, changing to colour B, and then a colour B stitch in the same stitch, changing to colour A, and colour A in the same stitch. Okay. Just double checking where we are in the pattern. Okay, so double crochet in the next stitch in colour A, and colour A in the next stitch, but changing to colour B. So colour B for the last 2 loops, and then we're going to do colour B in the same stitch, and another colour B in that same stitch, and then 2 colour B in the next stitch, and a colour B in the same stitch as the beginning double crochet, beginning chain 3, sorry. And we're just going to change back to colour A for that last yarn, the last pull through, because then we're going to do a slip stitch into our chain 3 with colour A. There we go. So this is what we have so far. You can kind of see the peace sign starting to work up there. So this is what we have. So we're going to move on now to round 3. Okay, you'll be pleased to know there are less colour changes on this round. Or you've got more stitches between on this round. So we've done our slip stitch. Make sure you're carrying colour B behind here, and we're going to start with a chain 3, and then a double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches with colour A. Okay, and changing to colour B on the last 2 loops. And then with colour B we're going to do 2 double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches, okay? 2 into each of the next 5. So that will be 10 altogether. Just pull your yarn a little tighter occasionally to pull it through if you need to. How many have we done so far? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more to go. It's quite easy to see actually, because you're just going into the colour on the last round, which helps quite a bit. If you can see what I mean, you're just going into these colours here. So we're going to change back to colour A on that last stitch, and then we are going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches with colour A. Remember, we're changing colour on the last one. So colour B, pull that a little tighter when you get to it. Finish colour B, and then you're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch of colour B. Changing to colour A on that last stitch, so just pull your colour A a little tighter, and colour A. We're going to do colour A in the next 3 stitches. Change into colour B on the last one, just pull that a little tighter. Not too tight that you distort your work, but just enough that it's not slack behind there. Okay, so colour B, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Changing back to colour A, and we're going to do colour A in the next 3 stitches. Change to colour B, and we're going to do 2 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches with a colour B. 2 into each of the next 5 stitches. Remembering to carry colour A. I missed a stitch. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I did there. I think I started a little too early on my stitches, so I've sorted it out now. So 2 stitches into each of those 5 stitches, so making 10 altogether, and just changing back to colour A on the last stitch to do, so you can do your slip stitch. Okay, so do a slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. And there we go for round 3. You can really see it working up now. Looking good. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so round 4. Okay, so we're going to work round 4 in pretty much the same way. So remember to carry colour B to start with. We're going to start with a chain 3. And then a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Changing to colour B on the last stitch. Make sure you just pull that nice and tight through there, and change to colour B. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 in each of the next 2. 2. Okay, staying with colour B, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 1 in each of the next 2, and then another 2 in the next stitch, I'm just working across this red from below. And then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 1 in the last red stitch or colour B stitch, changing to colour A on the last 2 loops. Make sure you pull that tight change to colour A, and there we go. So now we're going to do a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches with colour A, changing to colour B on the last stitch. Just pull that colour B and change. And then with colour B we're going to do a double crochet in the next, 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 2 in the first one and then 2 in the second, changing to colour A on that last stitch. Change to colour A, getting a bit of a yarn tangle. Okay, colour A. Okay, now with colour A we're going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Changing to colour B on the last stitch. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Changing to colour A on your last stitch. Remember, pull your yarn a little tighter through there and change to colour A. There we go. And then we're going to do a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Changing to colour B on the last stitch. Changing to colour B. And that last stitch, and then we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochet in the next 2, okay, apologies there, just 2 double crochet in the first stitch. So far in colour B we have 2 in the first stitch, then 1 and 2 in separate stitches, and then 2 in the next stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the same 2 in the next stitch, and then 1 in each of the next 2, and 2 in the last stitch, changing back to colour A in that last stitch, just like so. Make sure you've got all the yarns pulled taut first actually. And then do a slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, and that's round 4 finished. And you really should be able to see that peace sign working up nicely now. There we go. How cool is that? Love that. Okay, so it's on to round 5 now, and you'll be pleased to know this is the end of the actual peace sign. We just need to make the circle around it. So this round 5 is so much easier. We're going to do the whole round in colour A. Don't fasten off colour B though, just leave that at the back of your work, and we're going to just do a round of colour A now. Okay, for round 5 we are going to just use our colour A to make the circle around the symbol. So just drop colour B, leave that there ready to pick up later. So what we're going to do is chain 1 and then single crochet in that same stitch. This is a single crochet round, and then you're going to single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to repeat 4 times. We're going to do single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to do two single crochets in that last stitch there. So we did one in each of these three here, and then two in the next one, and then we're going to do one in each of the next three, and then two in the next, one in each of the next three, and two in the next, and one in each of the next three, two in the next, and one in each of the next three. We're going to do two in the next stitch, one in the next, two in the next, and two in the next two in the next one, and then in the next one as well we're going to do two. So that was 3 stitches that we did 2 stitches into. Okay, we did 1, 2, 3 lots of 2 stitches. Now we're going to just do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3, and then 2 into each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to do 2 into the next, 1 in each of the next 3, two in the next, one in each of the next 3, two in the next, 3 along, one in each of the next 3, two in the next, one in each of the next 3, okay, somewhere I've lost 2 stitches, so being honest with you here that I've lost those 2 stitches, what I'm going to say is do 1 more in the stitch that we're in, and then do 1 more in that starting stitch. You should have 64 in total, and then slip stitch to your first single crochet. So just count up and check that you've got 64 in total, 64 single crochets. It won't make any difference popping those stitches in there. The fact that we've got 64 single crochets for the next round is the important thing. Okay, so this is what you should have now, a sort of rough circle, okay, rough circle, and we're going to start to square it up in the next round. Okay, so all will be well. Want to fasten off this colour and change back to your background colour for finishing this square off. What I want to do is bring up colour B from the previous round and through where you did your slip stitch, and then you're going to do a single crochet in this same stitch. So I'm just going to chain 1 there and then do a single crochet in that stitch, and I'm going to carry my tail just to work that in on this round. So you're going to chain 2, skip a stitch, and then do a single crochet in the next stitch. chain 2, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So you will have 32 single crochets and 32 chain 2 spaces, and then slip stitch to the starting single crochet when you've finished. So this is what we have at the end of round 6, and you can see it's much more circular now than it was before. So we're going to make this square now. So you want to slip stitch across into your first chain space, and then chain 1 and make 2 single crochets in that same space. And then in the next space you're going to do 2 half double crochets and 2 half double crochets in the next space. And then in the next space we're going to do 3 double crochets. We're making our first corner now, but we're making the double crochets in separate spaces, not the same one. So we're going to chain 2 and then do the next 3 double crochet in the next space. And then this is where it's going to repeat now. So I'll do this next side with you and then leave you to follow it back on the other side. So 2 half double crochets in each of the first 2 spaces. Have I done 2 there? I have done 2. So 2 in the next space. And then 2 single crochets in the next, and 2 single crochets in the next. And then back to half double crochets. 2 in this space and 2 in the next space. And then it's back to a corner. So you are going to do 3 double crochet in this space, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the next. And that is as simple as this round is, if you can keep your loops on the hook, unlike me. So this is your side, so you're going to repeat this along each of the next sides. So 2 in each space, half double crochet, single, single, half, half, and then 3 double, chain 2, 3 double, and then back to your halves, singles and halves, and then your corner. And then on this side here we've done our first single crochets, so you'll only have 2 single crochets to do in the last space on this last round, and then slip stitch to the first single crochet. So I will see you at the end of round 7. Okay, so here we go at the end of round 7, looking lovely. So the next round is the last round. Depending on how your square is for size right now, you may need to do an extra round, or you may wish to do this last round in a bigger size, or just do some extra rounds. So this is a single crochet round. All we're going to do, nice and simply, is chain 1, do a single crochet in the same stitch, and then a single crochet in every stitch along. Nice and simple, 1 single crochet in every stitch, and then in your corner space you are going to do 3 single crochets. And that is that. If your square is up to size, you will be able to fasten off your yarn and admire your square. If it's not quite up to size, then you can repeat the single crochet round, or you could add half double crochets, whatever you like really, to bring that up to size. So I'm going to continue around with my single crochets and then slip stitch to the first stitch to finish the round. So here is my square at the end. I have just done an extra row of half double crochets to finish that off there. And there we go, a nice bit of piece today. So I hope you have found this tutorial useful and helpful. If you have, as always, please click that like button and give us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. It means a lot. So I hope whatever you're doing today, that you're having a great day and enjoying the holidays, festivities, and whatever you might be doing, and a bit of peace in your day too. So until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.